time to dive into some groundbreaking and influential albums in the post-hardcore spectrum. Um, what is post-hardcore? It's not really a style, but not yet. I think it has become a style or a genre since the 90s, but before that, hardcore bands or ex-hardcore bands or ex-hardcore members, they start playing, changing, alternating their music, expressing themselves musically through various other styles of music, being it classic rock, post-punk, funk, jazz, and other arty experimental music forms, to widen their emotional and musical expression. Some subgenres of post-hardcore are emo, screamo, noisecore, jazzcore, noise rock, etc., etc. And I got some different ones. It's in chronological order. We're gonna start with one of the first, and that is Husker Du. Husker Du incorporated post-punk, influences very early on, as I showed on the Everything Falls Apart bootleg. There were 2 EPs that were already in that vein from 81 and 82. It's very early. So Husker Du was a very expressive band. They had a variety of influences, even from the 60s, psychedelic pop and folk. This is their EP Metal Circus. This has a variety of styles, I guess. The sound is very raw. A lot of chorus is used. Still has some fast hardcore songs and some slower songs, melodic. Let's see. It's Not Funny Anymore, a very melodic song. And then we got Diane, which has been covered by the alternative rock band Therapy. All great stuff. Next influential album is Black Flag's My War. As Black Flag, they had a hiatus between the debut and this album because they lost their right to use the name, I think. And in that time, they had the time to experiment. And the guitarist Greg Ginn was very influenced by heavy metal, especially Black Sabbath. They toured with Saint Vitus, a classic doom band. And on this album you can also hear funk influences and jazz. The soloing is very dissonant and somewhat odd. So on the first half of this album you have the funk influenced songs, still with a very hardcore punk edge, and on the other side, the very legendary sides of a slow, sludgy type songs, which influenced sludge metal, like the Melvins, I Hate God. So, a classic and influential, groundbreaking album. This is an album already showed on another video, but I'm happy to show it to you again. This album was, or style on this album was called Emocore by the guitarist Brian Baker. And the influences in the music have like 80s rock and also post-punk to go along really well with the emotional singing. The production is done by Ian MacKaye of Minor Threat. He was really in awe of this album, and as am I. As I said before, this is an awesome album, one of my favorites of all time. Next one, Dancer Jr. You might say this is indie rock or something else, but literally they are a post-hardcore album, or this is a post-hardcore album itself. The singer Jay Mascis and the bass player Lou Barlow, they had a hardcore band called Deep Wound. Jay played drums and Lou played the guitars. And there are still here and there some of those hardcore influences audible in this album, but it's all wrapped in a cool, melodic style of, I think, also influenced by 60s psychedelic pop music and 70s folk rock, classic rock, especially Neil Young. I guess they were also influenced by the second Meat Puppets album, which is a somewhat of a psychedelic country punk album. Also groundbreaking stuff, very influential on alternative rock and the grunge generation. The worst thing about this album is the cover. All the rest is great. Next one, Naked Raygun with Jettison. They have been around since the early 80s. The other from Chicago, and the other well-known bands from Chicago are Big Black with Steve Albini, and another hardcore punk album that had a post-punk influence, that is the Effigies. And the singer of the Effigies is the brother of one of these guys, Bill Kisdy, I believe. So Naked Raygun is a post-hardcore album in the sense that they are somewhat of a bridge from the classic hardcore era into the alternative hardcore era, like Jawbreaker, for instance. The emo post-hardcore of the 90s is very present, not in all the songs, but you can hear that kind of thing would come later. It's a pity that they didn't get their big break. Nevertheless, influential bands. I like the cool Mad Max type theme on their albums. The other albums have the similar style. That's all I can say. There is a cover of a Suspect Device by Tiff Littlefingers. Not the best cover, but they were a big influence on them. Next one, Slint with Spiderland. They were in a hardcore or already post-hardcore band called Squirrel Bait. This album is also very influential, but in comparison to the others, it has some lot of it's a concept album, and you can really, if you listen to this album, you really inside the atmosphere of the music, which the other post-hardcore bands don't have or don't know of. Maybe there are albums like that. This has a very much a jazz influence in the rhythm section, very emotional, very slow parts and intense. But I'm not really good at reviewing music like this, so I would recommend that you watch the Anthony Fantana review on his channel, The Needle Drop. He explains it very good. Next one, Drive Like Jehu, also experimental noise emo band. It was very influential on math rock later on. I really enjoy this album. It's a great album. I don't have really any explanation for this. Just check it out. Another band that I really like, but this is their best. The second album, I think, or the first full length, and the first was a EP. Lungfish. Lungfish is also one of the bands on Discord Records. I would say that their style is slow. It has the type of giant riffs from the 70s, but they're played in a different way, very ambient-like. The singer is a poet. He did slam poetry. He was a solo poet without a band before that. They asked him to join. It goes really well on with the music. Great stuff. Then going further into the 90s with some heavier stuff, this band is called Kurt. It is a band from Germany. This album was released in 1996, and this is a double album release, and this is the second album from 1998. But this is a super heavy screamo album. I think this NAS was not done earlier, this style, and the only band I can think of that had a similar style was Acme, also One Journey. You can check that out. I will put it in a link in the description. What else to say? This is ahead of its time, really. So heavy. I got another one that I showed before. This is Bridge with It's Me Gods, Swedish bands. Also in the vein of the band I just showed you, very sludgy, noisecore, chaotic, angry, very hard. They had a split with a Belgian band called Regression, also a cool band to check out, but for Belgian music I will make another video in the future. This is very Neurosis influenced, you can hear, but more stripped down, more a hardcore version of it. Bridge, It's Me God. And as a latest, the last edition, I'd like to mention this band, Shikari. All the other bands from the 80s and the 90s. This is early 2000s, 2002 or 3 I think. A band from Groningen in the Netherlands. A screamo band, super fast. I guess you could say this is the fast stuff from Converge, very explosive and intense. Great EP. Very short, but you don't need to listen to an hour of this. Just a short burst of explosive screamo punk excellence. Thanks for watching.